Shalom and welcome to another episode in our series called Israel on Location. Today I want to take you specifically into the theater among these massive ruins that we find here at Beit Shean. Indeed, Beit Shean is one of the most impressive archaeological sites in all of Israel. There in the backdrop is the Tell, or the ancient mound of Beit Shean. The Old Testament historical events are preserved there. It's where King Saul, actually, his body and the bodies of his three sons were hung on the walls of the town square after he died on Mount Gilboa, about 8 miles away to the west. But we could take you to, for instance, the colonnaded street, the bathhouses, many mosaics, even the latrine area, which is just beyond the theater. But for this video, I want to specifically take you into the theater. This is the best preserved theater in all of Israel, and we're going to take a look at it. Now, generally speaking, and this is just a rule of thumb throughout the Roman world, the size of the population of the city. Typically, the theater was able to hold at least a tenth of the population. So, for instance, if the population of the city was 70,000, that means the theater most likely could hold up to 7,000 people. And certainly that's what we see here, a theater that can hold at least that many people. We can see the backdrop of this theater. It's called the Skene. Below that, it would have been the orchestra. And Kavea would have been this area where people would have sat. Now this, we think, was one level higher than we see here, but look how well preserved the theater is. We're going to walk around it and take a look at a few of the characteristics of this amazing theater. In fact, even these little pockets, if you will. I'm walking around sort of the second level of it, but you can see that this had an entry right there into this little area. What was it? Was it sort of box seating, private entrance? You didn't have to fight the crowds in and out of the theater. Well, that's one theory. Another theory that this rounded structure that we see here was maybe for acoustical purposes. But there's 1, 2, 3, there's a whole bunch of them all around this upper level that you see here, below this whiter limestone seating. Some of the benches actually had backs to them. In fact, you can see this row right there. Am I pointing to it correctly? There we go. So you had something to lean back on, as well as the first row down below us right here. Other than that, you sat on these stone benches, and look how large this theater really is. The acoustics of the theater is really amazing. Right about right there is what I guess I'd call the hot spot. It's about right there where you can stand and your voice can project really at a normal level and yet could be heard throughout this theater. So maybe up to 7,000 people. Some say less, some say even more, depending on how high we think the theater was in its original state. But as we walk over and get another angle of this theater, wow, it's just incredible that this stands as one of the ruins of the city of of Beit Shean. The city came to an end in 749 as a result of an earthquake that really devastated not only this city, but many cities in the region. So one last look at this theater here at Beit Shean. When we go to sites like this, of course, biblical connections here with the Old Testament. This was a Roman site. It was actually one of the Decapolis cities. That means 10 cities. The term Decapolis appears in the New Testament. This was the only one of the 10 on the west side of the Jordan Valley. But very, very impressive. And I'm glad that you decided to hang out with me in this video. And here on location at Beit Shean, we stand amazed at the grandeur of this remarkable theater. So until next time, take care, have a great day, and shalom.